Just gonna hit record, right? My Dolce & Gabbana coffee cup. Having a little luxury. Yeah. Little quirks of life, isn't it? That's all we can say, is little quirks of life. A little Versace plate as well. Man, that was nice, I won't lie. And can't get rid of the sparkling water, can we, guys? Sparkling water. Where's life going? By the way, it's June 4th. It's July. It's July. Happy 4th of July, guys. Let's find independence today. Like the colonies, the 13 colonies found from the British Empire. I think that signifies certain certain shift in momentum, right? When one set of people are determined to go against another set of people. And that's why I find war fascinating, that it's never a side of equals that go together. There'll always be somebody who is trying to defend, who didn't want to be attacked, and somebody who wants to attack because they want more. It was something funny that was said in the news, that if England hadn't defeated, I think it was if England didn't defeat if England hadn't come to the colonies, I think Americans would be speaking French. I want to say, I think it was King Charles who said that on some White House speech. He said that, right? Yeah, because there was a Louisiana Purchase, right? The French were also in America, the Spanish were in America, the Dutch were in America. I always thought, how interesting would it be if they were still there? But then would the countries be the way they are today? No, because if it wasn't for the Americans in the World War II that contributed, I don't think France would have been France, for them to have the colonies over here, or England. It just seems absolutely insane, doesn't it? But it goes to show how a change in the paradigm, like just one switch, it's so difficult, right? Like it's so hard to break through, break. But if you're constantly at it and it breaks, guess what? It's a completely different way of living life. I really like this rock one. That if you have like a proper rock that's rigid and water keeps flowing, it would just smoothen it out. But if you have drops of water falling on it every day, it will crack it in half. It will take time, but it will crack it in half, because what they're trying to say is if you hit the same spot again and again and again, it will crack. And I think the word perseverance is about that only. I think what I have realized is that if you do not pick a spot to pick at, if you do not pick a spot to knock at, if you do not pick a spot to laser focus into, I can guarantee you it's the same way as the horses in the races. So you know the flaps they wear? So they don't look left, right, they look straight. Like, you tell me that. Doesn't that make sense? If all these different types of people, objects, they have a space, they have a spot. They have a spot to hone into. Why are we doing anything different? Why are we trying to do 10 projects at once? Why are we trying to live and do other things? Why don't we go all in on what we believe in? Now, somebody will say, well, I have a job, I have family, I have bills. Completely. But my question to you is all of that still aligned to the goal that you need? Sure, it could be like this, honing in, and it could be like this. So that's where I think it becomes interesting in understanding. That's where I feel that makes the difference. And I think that's what I'm going to take away from this morning. I think it's a revelation that I need to hone in. I need to put my goal up there. I need to put my goal up there and say, mate, you know what? This is my thought. This is what I'm going to do. I have been trading a bit on the markets, and all I have done is silly luck. I didn't put the effort in the time in making sure that I'm 100% concentrated, because I said, oh, it's a small account. But actually that I see, I started with 500, right? I took it to 6, 7, 800, 900, 1,000, all in a month. There were some losses. Then I came back up. I reached a high of 1,485, okay? And I said, wow, I'm at 1,500 almost. Okay, great, that's good. Now what I'm gonna do is, I can 10x it if I'm right in the right trade. No worries. I'm gonna first remove 500 on the side, the initial investment, so even if something happens with this 1,000, great. After 1485, I went for lunch, which I didn't want to eat, with someone like, okay. And that was the sequence of events. And I didn't have service on my phone. I was up 150 quid. Some news or something came out. And by the time I left, that became 0 and negative. And after that point, after that one point, I lost 1,700 pounds. I brought the account back down to 200. You can understand, like, I'm not blaming the person, I'm not blaming the event, but I am saying that if you're not laser focused on that one thing, I was up 1,400, I started making 100 pounds a day. In 2 days, based on my algorithm that I created, that I perfected, obviously I used a little bit AI, I did what I thought based on previous research, and it was giving me the calls. Guess what? I made like 1,100 pounds. Like, that's how much I added. Yes, the reason you're like, oh, Sahil, that doesn't add up. No, I lost, took the losses, but then when I came back, it came back big. Now, if I see to myself, now look, how are you going to get back on this? Well, you need a swinging market. You need some events to happen. And I was like, oh, you know, this oil is not moving anymore. Guess what? Gold moved. I got a call. I'm looking right now, right? It said go long at 3,998. So say about 4,000. Yesterday's high was 4,195. Okay? And it has gone straight up one time. About 200 pips. Call it, even if you got 100, at 100, I would have walked out with another 1,000 pounds in 2 days. Guess what I did? 0. And I'm not even talking about the previous 3 days where it told me to short it. So I'm not participating. I'm messing myself up because I'm not focused. I'm not focused. I'm doing all the other rubbish in the middle. I missed the SpaceX IPO, right? I missed the SpaceX IPO. And I'm messing myself up. I did my YouTube channels. I started a few more, and I said, oh, I'll post. Didn't take the time. I got dragged into something else. I need to make it that I'm posting every day for half an hour. I'm creating content every day for half an hour. I have to edit it. I have to push it. I have to edit it. I have to push it. I started doing Instagram, and I put a few 5, 6, 7 reels about cloud code. And one day went by and I didn't do it. 2 days, nothing. That's been 5 days. But guess what? I got thousands of views and I was happy. I got like 20 odd followers. I know it's not big, but still somebody listened to what I had to say. And what did I do? Stop it. And those videos didn't even take 5 minutes to code. I confused myself. I was like, oh no, I'll talk about this feature. I'll talk about that feature. All I did in the process is mess myself up. And I can see myself continuously doing this. Self-sabotage. Not finding the clarity. Not keeping things correct. It's not that I am not sure. Why am I not delivering? Why am I not delivering on the deliverables? Why am I letting nonsense get the best of me? That's all it is. Where do I go? We have Fable 5, we have all the tech, we have credits, we have everything potentially to use, yet all I'm doing is fragments. All I am doing is participating in fragments. Why? Why? I have all the ingredients to go up. Why am I messing up? Like, I put on weight because I stopped exercising. All my clothes don't fit me that were perfectly nice. Why? All my fault. I wear a size 34 trouser. 34. What nonsense is that, bro? Because I stopped keeping track of myself. I kept pushing my boundaries. I let people redraw my boundaries. I let other people redraw my boundaries, and I think that's what happened. I destroyed myself in that path. Oh, I don't know what to say. And where to go now? And where to start? How do I start over? Where do we start over? Because the problem still is we have nothing secure. We have nothing that is branded. We have no brand value to run with. I didn't work on my personal brand. What am I fighting for? What am I doing? Hmm. Where do you go? Like, how do I redraw my brand now? Because I don't know what my brand value is. I don't know who I am. That's the problem. I have forgotten who I am. I don't know how to draw. I've been battered and tattered around by the current things. And is that an excuse? I was not resilient. I didn't push back. I always felt like you don't need to be yourself in a place that people don't want you to be in. So why put that effort? Like even Einstein said, right, the most difficult argument, conversation, debate is with an idiot. Why? Because they'll never make sense. Like you cannot argue with that, can you? I just don't, I don't know where it is. Like, I can't get my personal website sorted, I couldn't get my LinkedIn sorted. How do you do it? Where do you start from? What do you say? What is your brand value? What is your email? What is your Google workspace? Just pending, 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 pending. I couldn't get my driving license, I couldn't pass the test over there. It's like I'm swimming against the current every day for no reason. I don't have any dreams, I don't have any creativity. All I have is negativity. I've just taken upon. It's like I was a sponge and I went in the wrong place. It's like I was wearing white and I went to play in the muck after the rains. There's no freshness, there's no life, there's no creativity. It breaks a person because if I let this part break and I let go, then there's nothing else to look forward to in life, really. There is nothing else for me from my point of view, from my life experience, from what I wanted. What I felt was a win, what I felt was establishment, what I thought was the goal in life. If I stop at this point, that's it. I can still continue doing what I'm doing, but if I let go, then that's it. There's nothing else left. I just need to create and move on, create and move on. But the creativity that was there is gone. How do you bring that spark back? How do you bring the spark back when you're in the middle of nowhere that has no fuel? It's like I had the fire and then you put the little bowl on top. You suffocate it with the oxygen and that's it. Now what are you gonna do? I don't mind getting criticized by people or made fun of. But you have to have the power to say, okay, cool, I don't care what you say. But if you don't have that option, then what are you left with? What are you left with then, mate? That's the problem. It's the people around you that suffocate you. They kill your creativity, they kill your spark, they take away from you. That's the whole thing. You can't jump levels until you can detach yourself and move fast. That's the only thing. There is no way else to do that. If money becomes a ceiling, you're like, wait, let me think about making more. But while you're thinking, it's eroding, which then makes more thought process and it erodes in thought process, and that's the game, I get it. But then you're overcompensating on a constant basis and then you end up so far on the right. It's because the overcompensation now requires so much more, it's not possible. It's like, when you're playing cricket and you start the first over with 12 runs and over. Well, that's a big task anyways. So you try and you try, and then it creeps up to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. and you're still trying, and it's chipping away. 21, 22, 23, 24. Mate, what, are you gonna hit full fours in every over? Every over? But guess what? If you hit 3 sixes, you're right there. You hit 4 sixes in an over, that's it. Oh, sorry, it was 6 fours for 24. And then you need 1 mega over. But what is the probability of hitting 6 sixes in over? That's like difficult, right? The 1 is to 1 billion type. But what if you do it back to back? Back to back to back to back. Back to back. But all of a sudden, if there are, you require 16, which is still manageable, and then you hit 4 sixes, 8 sixes in 2 overs, 12 sixes, that 16 is gonna become 12, 10. Are you seeing how it can reverse? But you need that much compensation, and at some point, if the average run rate required is 30 and over, are you gonna be able to keep up with 5 sixes and over? With 1 dot ball, with 1 4? It's not possible, right? You lose the game. If you already know you're gonna lose the game, is it worth still playing till the end? Mm. Who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? Where to go, what to do? Nobody has the answer. But it's always your fault. Remember this, it's never the other person's fault. It's always, always, always your fault. You know why? Because you signed up. Don't ever expect anybody else to understand your struggle, your goals, your values. That right? When people erode your soul, they erode your soul. That's how tyrants are born. That's how tyrants are born. When society really breaks a man, tyrants are born that way. That's all it is. They will erode you no matter who you are. There's never a chance to be yourself. Because nobody else is looking for yourself. They're looking for their selfish interest, their best interest. I learned it. It's sad. It's so sad. It doesn't matter who the victim is. They're just gonna become a perpetrator given the chance. Perhaps not in every case, but that's what I've understood. Alright, until next time.